to 647. There will be an event today on Belle Isle to commemorate the anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald in the waters of Lake Superior. And we're happy to have Bob Sadler from the Detroit Historical Society and author Michael Schumacher. He's joining us to talk about an event that's taking place this evening. Also, Michael's new book, November's Fury, the Great Lakes Hurricane of 1913. Gentlemen, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bob, I want to start off with you because the event at Belle Isle, I understand that it is close to selling out. Tell me about that.
Well, it's our annual Lost Mariners Remembrance event, and this is an event we do every year on November 10th. It started off small and as an observance of the anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald that we did every year. But as the interest in the event has grown, we've decided to add observances of additional ship incidents and things on the Great Lakes. This year happens to be 100 years since this incredible Great Lakes storm of 1913. So the event actually observes both the anniversary of the Fitzgerald, this year the 38th anniversary, and for this year specifically, the Great Lakes storm of 1913.
Which is what Michael's book is about, and as Chris alluded to, November, the gales of November can be very problematic in our area around the Great Lakes. Talk about your book and your motivation for writing this.
Well, it's the biggest storm in Great Lakes history. It was a hurricane on the lakes.
Yeah.
And more destruction was done in terms of loss of property, human life, and so forth than ever.
Hundreds of ships.
Yeah, well, not hundreds of ships, but hundreds of lives.
Hundreds of lives, okay.
And this was significant, and it's something I've been aware of, and it was kind of something that I wanted to write about. The weather, if you look at any of the Great Lakes shipwrecks, significant ones, almost all of them happened in November. It's a very, very tricky time to be sailing, and they go deep into November, and back in those days in 13, they didn't have the communications and everything you have today, so they didn't have weather forecasting like you have today.
And not just a hurricane, you're talking snow involved in this weather event, which typically hurricanes are just wind and
Right.
rain. Now you add snow to that, and
Right.
it creates a whole different dynamic.
Absolutely, it was blinding snow on the lake. Any number of times the captain would look out from the pilot house and he couldn't even see anything but the
Yeah, whiteout
smokestack.
conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course this happened in November, and as we started off talking about the Edmund Fitzgerald, my first knowledge of the Edmund Fitzgerald was actually hearing a song, hearing a band play the song, Gordon Lightfoot's song. What is it about this wreck that makes it such a big part of American history in our lives?
I think first of all the Lightfoot song. If Gordon Lightfoot had written about the Carl Bradley, then it would have been the Bradley, you know, or whatever. But also, it's the most recent.
Yeah.
It was a big one that happened. It just seems inconceivable that a ship would have sunk, you know, without really a collision or anything like that.
And you can talk, you can learn more about Michael's book and the Edmund Fitzgerald and the other weather events that have happened in November that have been noteworthy, and that'll be taking place tonight on Belle Isle. But for now, we're going to head to break, and we will be back with more 7 Action News after these messages.